Hello my nerdlings! If you're new here, my name's Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. So, today we're going to talk about my November and December wrap up. I know, I'm kind of late to the party here, but life's been nuts. So update, day after Christmas, found out we are expecting baby number 3. And then processing that and getting the house back together after the holidays. It's been nuts. So last thing on my mind was filming, not gonna lie. Not that I don't love you all, it's just it was a lot. So anyways, back to what we were doing. November and December wrap up. I will start with, I honestly don't remember which months I read which books technically. But I can tell you that between November and December, I read the entire Percy Jackson series and almost all of Heroes of Olympus. I still need to finish Blood of Olympus. So, but we'll go through these real quick. I won't do synopsises because, if I give you a synopsis for each book, it kind of ruins the series, right? So, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Percy's a demigod, just finds out, and there's stuff going on, and apparently he is the chosen one, basically. Big chosen one trope. I rated this 5 stars. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. I rated this this is the second book I rated it 5 stars because my favorite character comes in this book. The Titan's Curse, 4 stars. Like, it's not my favorite, but it's not the worst. Battle of the Labyrinth, not my favorite in this series, 3 stars. And Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian, the last book in the series, book 5, and I gave it 5 stars, just because I liked how it all wrapped up. So, there's that one. Now this series, the Heroes of Olympus, I will probably talk in more detail. Just because I feel like we all know the story of Percy Jackson, but not many people actually go on to reading this series. At least not many people that I know. So, The Lost Hero is following a group of kids. These kids, so you have Jason, who is, you have Jason, Piper, and Leo. All 3 demigods, just now finding out that they're demigods. But for some reason, Jason doesn't remember his past. For some reason, somehow his mind got wiped. So there's solving that problem is part of it. I have to say that I like Heroes of Olympus, the series, more than I like the Percy Jackson series. Because between this book, the first book of the series, and the first book of the series, you can see the growth in his writing, and it's phenomenal. I get sucked into these, and I read them for hours on end. Percy Jackson's like, alright, after one semi-climax, because it's like this quite a bit with Percy. Like, something will happen, and then you're going on to the next trial, and you know what I mean? That happens with these. However, there's more depth to the characters. There's more that we don't know that's going on, so it holds you more, in my opinion, at least. So, The Lost Hero, 5 stars. The Son of Neptune. We're following Percy, Hazel, and Frank. Where's Annabeth? Where's Grover? Okay. Um, and what I like more about, I already said it, there's more depth to these characters. The characters in here seem more real. But we also need to remember that between this book and this book, Percy goes from 13 to 17. Okay? Well, not this book, technically this book, but Percy's in this book. But there's 5 years difference between these. So, it's an important thing to keep in mind. Next is the Mark of Athena, which cue Annabeth. But the thing is, oh wait, I can't remember. I think I said 5 stars for this. Mark of Athena. Another 5 stars. This one did, like, this series does not let me down at all. And I hope that Disney does a really good job when they reboot. So, I don't know if you know this. Fun fact, Disney Plus is taking this and doing a TV series versus those trashy movies. And so I'm hoping it gets to the point where we get to this series, because this series, I need it in live action. Bad. This series, this book is the 3rd book, and you finally are understanding some of the stuff that's going on. Like, you're getting bits and pieces between the first 2 books, but in this book, they all come together. Now, I don't know what it is with Rick Riordan in book 4 of a series. I don't. But the House of Hades, I struggled with that book. It was hard to get through. Of all of those, the Heroes of Olympus, it was the hardest to get through. There were parts that were really freaking aggravating, that you just wanted to slap some of the characters upside the head. I can already tell you now that Blood of Olympus, book 5, is better. But there are also parts in this book where there's specific scenes that blow you out of the water. They're absolutely freaking phenomenal. There's one that I would equate to the epicness of the Battle of Hogwarts. You know, especially when McGonagall does the whole, like, gets the statues off from the front of Hogwarts. There's scenes like that type of epicness, in my opinion, in this book. But overall, it was lackluster. It got to the point where I wanted to skip the Percy and Annabeth chapters because the other characters in the series are far more interesting to me than them two. And they started the whole thing. So, this is probably a 4 star. For sure. So, not the best, obviously. The rest of them have been 5 stars so far. But obviously not the worst, because the Battle of the Labyrinth in Percy Jackson was 3 stars. So it's not the worst, but it's not the best. Just, I wanted more of certain characters and less of Percy and Annabeth, because I don't know if you know this series, but Percy gets really freaking annoying. Like, he starts off being super cool and you like him and all that stuff in Percy Jackson and the Olympians. But when you get into here and you have a variety of other characters that you learn more about, Percy seems kind of a dud. Like, he may be a son of the big 3, but he is nowhere near as powerful as the rest of them that's in there. And they're not even children of the big not all of them are children of the big 3. Just saying. Come at me in the comments if you want. We can have this discussion. But, so that's my wrap up for December and, well, November and December. I'm going to continue reading Rick Riordan. We still have the Blood of Olympus for the Heroes of Olympus series. We have the Trials of Apollo series. We have the Kane Chronicles. And we have Magnus Chase. So, we still have some Riordan to get reading. But maybe that's why the next 2 series only have 3 books, so he can't get to the 4th book and let me down again. Well, Trials of Apollo has 5. So fingers crossed that it doesn't let me down. If it does, I'm just going to say he's cursed with 4 books. With book 4s. But anyways, that's my quick wrap up. At some point in the future, or maybe shortly after I finish this video, I'll film my goals and like a channel update for 2022. So we all know which direction this channel's going, because I'm quite honestly, I don't even know where this is going. Because life is crazy. Anyways, comment down below if you've read these and if you are interested in reading them. I can tell you that if you don't have an interest in reading the Percy Jackson series because of whatever reason, you don't need to have read this to know this. Just saying. If you want to start off with this, go right ahead. And I'll just preface, Heroes of Olympus has not only Greek, but Roman. So it just makes it all that more interesting. But anyways, until next time, remember, you are loved and you are valid.